Back on Patriot League All Access on the eve of league play this weekend, chatting with all the head women's basketball coaches in the Patriot League, and on with us now from American University's head coach Matt Corkery. Coach, first off, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it. You're heading into your first league game at Colgate on Saturday with an 8-6 record. Give me your impressions of how your team has performed during the first leg of the season through the first 14 games.
Thanks for having me. First off, it's great to be here. Always look forward to talking about our team, but when it comes to conference play, we're always excited about that and excited for the opportunities to talk about Patriot League women's basketball. But, looking back on our non-conference schedule, definitely for us some highs and some lows, probably not atypical for a lot of other teams in the league. With us, we have a pretty young team. 4 freshmen, 4 sophomores, so 8 of our 12 kids are underclassmen. So, we knew that we would be a bit of a work in progress, and we've been a little bit inconsistent. We've had some really nice performances on some nights where things clicked and we're knocking down shots and we get some good momentum, and then we've also had some outages or some performances where we just didn't play that well and felt like we kind of played below our ability level. So we're still searching for that right combination of things to help us play more consistently at a high level.
You mentioned how exciting it is to get to this point of the season. Talking to some of the other head coaches, they all kind of go into it. At least the common thread is that, with non-league out of the way, it's kind of an opportunity to get a reset on the season, and you kind of get a clean slate and you start 0-0. Is that pretty much in line with the way you look at it as well?
I think that coach speak, the way coaches talk, I think that's universal across the board for so many people because you basically just repeated the conversation we had with our team after practice, in the locker room today, and it's so true. I think the non-conference is really just a tune-up, and you want to be playing well, you want to have success there, but we all know where our bread is buttered, and that is going to be having success in the Patriot League, and that's where the opportunity to be an NCAA tournament team it lies for everyone. So you want to be at your best when your best is needed, and that time is really upon us, right now, starting on Saturday.
Obviously, teams go through changes year to year with personnel. Your first opponent in league play, being Colgate, has a brand new coach this year in Nikki Hayes-Fort. And so now you being one of the more veteran people in the Patriot League in terms of how long you've been in the league, maybe you've gotten a little bit accustomed to what Colgate ran the last couple of years. Now talk a little bit about kind of the X factor of going into Hamilton, New York, playing on the road at a Colgate team, and you'll be playing them for the first time with their new head coach.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. Nikki has changed that program in a short period of time. Been studying them on film for the last couple of days, and she has them playing at a really, really high level. First off, I think they're playing really, really good basketball right now. She's really taken them from point A to point B through the non-conference. I think they've definitely improved through that stretch, and you can see a team when you watch Colgate play. They know where their shots come from. They know how to execute. They're very aggressive. They've got fantastic guard play with Jones and with Lynch. They're catalysts. They create a lot of scoring opportunities for them. But they execute very well. They play within themselves. They understand their system. They know how they're going to be successful. And all those things are really trademarks of a really well-coached team. So I've already, the respect I had for Nikki is gaining and growing, by the minute, just watching her team play, because I know they're going to be a formidable opponent. And the way I feel about the league, if I can kind of tie it in to the whole conference, I think, you're going to have to play every night, all 14 nights if you want a chance to be successful, because I just think the league top to bottom is as good as it's ever been, and I think anybody can win on any given night, and for us to have any success on Saturday, we're going to have to play really, really well against Colgate team that's up and coming.
You had alluded to it earlier with how young your team is, and there's been some turnover with your older players. And I wanted to see from you if your approach is a little bit different as a coach, where for this year you have, like you said, 8 of your 12 players are underclassmen, and you have a lot of freshmen and sophomore players, and they've been trying to play through some inconsistencies, whereas in other seasons you've had a lot more senior leadership, last year with Liz Lear and Nicole Ryan specifically. Does that change your approach at all to the way you coach?
It really doesn't too much. We really just try to keep the standards and our expectations the same, and we expect our young players to meet those and to improve their games and to rise, to the occasion, so to speak. So not drastically, really our approach hasn't changed because the expectations haven't changed. I think that we've got to be really good teachers, and we need to do an excellent job of teaching the fundamentals of the game and teaching, the basics of the game, and I think our players have improved. I think they've learned. I think they're buying in. I think they're getting better. But I think the minute you change your expectations of winning a Patriot League championship, or your expectations of being a quality team, and that's what we're focusing on right now, is just let's be the best American team we can be every time we take the floor, then I think you're selling your players short when that happens. So we try to stay away from that. We try to challenge them and encourage them to meet the challenge, because I think that's how you continue to get better.
Matt Corkery is the head women's basketball coach at American University on the eve of league play, getting set for their first league contest at Colgate on Saturday. Coach, thank you very much for taking a few minutes of your time during a very busy week, and we'll talk to you later on this season.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.